Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, August 21st, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with Multiverse United 2, For Whom the Bell Tolls, an Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling co-promoted pay-per-view presented last night from the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. In the main event, Alex Shelley defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi to retain the Impact World Championship in 18 minutes and 52 seconds in his fifth defense of the title. Shelley spoke after the match in a social media exclusive.
You know how you grow? You grow because you intentionally put yourself into uncomfortable situations. 10 years ago plus, I did that. I left Impact Wrestling. I went to New Japan. I chose to be on the Cerulean Blue mat. And you know what I saw? I saw Hiroshi Tanahashi carrying a company on his back. Well, guess what? 10 years later, I'm in that same spot. And I'm carrying Impact on my back, or more specifically, my waist. Tonight proved it, and I'm going to continue to do it for every naysayer, every doubter out there. I'm Alex Shelley. I'm made in Detroit. I am the conduit of pro wrestling that connects past, present, and future. And I'm the best in the world.
In other title matches on the card, Julia successfully defended her NJPW Strong Women's Championship in a four-way match against Deonna Purrazzo, Giselle Shaw, and Momo Kogo in 12 minutes and 22 seconds. And Kenny King retained the Digital Media Championship on the Countdown show against Yoshinobu Kanemaru. In a 12-man tag team match, Bullet Club's Ace Austin, Alex Coughlin, Chris Bay, Clark Connors, David Finlay, and Kenta defeated the Gorillas of Destiny, Josh Alexander, PCO, and the DKC. The match was the first in 5 months for former Impact World Champion Alexander. In other results, Leo Rush and Trey Miguel beat Hiromu Takahashi and Speedball Mike Bailey. Francesco Akira and TJP defeated Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. Sami Callihan went over Doki in a South Philly street fight. Eddie Edwards and Moose topped Shane Haste and Zack Sabre Jr., and Chris Sabin won an 8-man scramble match to open the show. In WWE news, Kevin Owens made his return to the ring over the weekend in his native Canada after a month-long absence due to injury, joining with Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre to defeat Imperium in a trio of matches, first in a dark match at Friday's SmackDown tapings in Toronto, then at a Saturday house show in Ottawa, Ontario, and last night at a house show in Laval, Quebec. Also in Laval last night, Seth Rollins defeated Finn Balor in a street fight, marking his 22nd defense of the title since winning it last May. Both WWE women's titles were defended, with Io Sky retaining in a triple threat with Charlotte and Asuka, and Rhea Ripley emerging victorious over Natalya. In other results, Cody Rhodes beat Damian Priest. The OC and AJ Styles went over Austin Theory, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander, and Becky Lynch beat Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark in a handicap match that marked Stratus' first match in Quebec in 20 years. In Game Changer Wrestling news, Takashi Sasaki and Toru Sugiura became the new GCW World Tag Team Champions yesterday during the second night of GCW's homecoming weekend at Atlantic City's Showboat Hotel, defeating Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne of the East-West Express. The win ended Oliver and Wayne's tag team reign at 142 days. In other selected results, GCW World Champion Blake Christian bested Masha Slamovich in an intergender title defense, Commander beat Dragon Kid, and Maki Ito defeated Becca. And in NXT news, fourth-generation wrestler Ava made her singles debut Saturday night at the NXT house show in Tampa, Florida, defeating Ivy Nile in a one-on-one match. Ava, real name Simone Garcia Johnson, is the daughter of The Rock Dwayne Johnson, granddaughter of Rocky Johnson, and great-granddaughter of High Chief Peter Maivia. Ava made her in-ring debut last April and has appeared in 4 mixed tag team matches since that time, but this was her first singles match since signing with WWE. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.